Okay, my content on the channel has been a little bit light lately, so I'm going to be starting up a new little experiment or a little sub-series of Dead Cells, I guess, with just kind of in the same vein as that Firebrand video, where basically all I do is just use a singular weapon, or more specifically a single type of weapon. If I did actually get a secondary, like an upgraded version of it, I would not hesitate to use it, but hey, most runs like this I think are going to be level 1 because just the sheer amount of weapons that I've unlocked kind of make it very difficult to find cops and stuff. This is a terrible weapon, so yeah, that extra life is almost essential. Hey, Crusher. But yeah, if you're going to be trying to do these like single weapon runs, which I kind of got inspired by, like, just a shout out here quick to Distortion 2, dude who just does a bunch of different singular weapon runs of Dark Souls as well as speedrunning the game. It's like, I always like those videos a lot, so I think that this will be a fun little sub-series to do, at least for a little bit. Obviously, the daily update, I'm not super into doing dailies in just about anything, and there's not too much content aside from some reskins. I mean, obviously you see the new Grenadiers here, which is pretty cool. But, like, aside from that, there's no new areas, no new enemies, blah, blah, blah. From what I understand, the developers did say that this is something of a stopgap, like, they wanted to keep their update schedule on, like, a monthly basis, you know, get some sort of big update out at that time. So instead of, you know, waiting for like 2 months to be able to get something out there, they instead, you know, just said, hey, why not just, you know, throw something out here, some dailies, blah blah blah, which I'm okay with. I mean, that's fine. I do like, the one change that I do actually like is the ability to go faster after killing enemies. I think that's a pretty cool mechanic. I have not really gotten used to it, and obviously with this weapon, which is Lightning Bolt, it's like, I like the concept behind Lightning Bolt, but it's a secondary weapon. It's not good by itself. Always check check to see if you can get the stealth necklace, because that's just super good. But not this time. So the plan here with a Lightning Bolt is just go into the hardest areas possible to get as many stat ups as possible. So you're going to want to power up your individual weapons as much as possible. I mean, watch this. It's like, yeah, if I didn't roll away from that, I would have gotten hit like 10 different times. Also, Shocker's still the worst enemy in the game. No, Kamikaze Bats, unquestionably. But then Shockers. But yeah, with a weapon this slow, not going to be getting too much usage out of the increased movement speed from killing enemies in a row, which is too bad, because you know, it's the first thing that really affects your movement speed since the Assault Shield, like, speed run shenanigans. Of course, it's like you have to have a weapon that not only can kill enemies fast enough that you can justify killing them instead of just running by them. That's 3. I want to get, like, I want to say at least 9, maybe 10 for fighting the Watcher. I mean, the Watcher's the only thing that you need to fight. That's pretty much the entire game. You just say you tailor a build towards fighting the Watcher, because anything else you can just dodge roll past. And that's how it usually goes. Oh, another part of doing these challenge runs is that I am not going to be using like a pack horse items, because, you know, somebody's just going to skip to the end of this video and be like, hey, wait a second, you didn't only use Lightning Bolt, you also used like a grenade. But yeah, I didn't actually use the grenade. The grenade only had +1 strength on it, that's why I took it. It's like, I'd rather just be like, whatever, take nothing else at all, which means I'm going to be passing up a lot of really good items in shops and being like, oh, maybe some other time. Obviously still hit up chests to see if there's any opportunity to get an extra upgraded version of this weapon, but otherwise, you always get extra money. Just because they changed the ability, just because they changed how often that stat scrolls appear in shops doesn't mean that they never appear in shops. Yeah, fun thing to do with Fire Torrent or anything that has like stationary skill ups. Worst. However, it's a good thing that I got another strength up right here. But yeah, if you got like Fire Torrent or anything that has you stationary, just flip around when you're on an elevator. Why not? There's no point. I do like that little divot that they have there now for teleporting around. It's like, that's a... I don't know, it makes it look like it has its own move. And frankly, I think the smiley face sarcophagus deserved that. It's like, these things not worth fighting. It's like, as much as I like to, you know, destroy a couple elites with a single weapon sort of thing, it's like, I'm just going to be hitting the shield most of the time, considering you have to be stationary. If you use it too long, you get screwed over. It's like, it's not worth fighting those guys. Anything else would be totally fine. I honestly don't know if that thing with the ossuary is a glitch or not. It looks like that's just missing most of the orange ossuary. The Death Spitter, I think they're called now. Yeah, it was totally not confusing at all when they were called ossuaries. Yeah, the Death Spitter, little vial of orange liquid. It's just clear now. Sometimes, and sometimes it's not. I don't know if that's a glitch or what. Yeah, see, there's one that actually looks like it's filled with the orange juice that presumably it is. I guess they turned into monsters because it's orange juice with pulp. Eh? Oh god, shockers are the worst. And especially with being paired with a zombie like that, I can't even just tank it out, because you don't still get decent rally off of doing this, especially if you're hitting with the critical hits, but not if there's other enemies here destroying you at that same time. Yep, just barely enough strength to be able to take down a slasher before he gets a single hit off. You can still obviously dodge roll out of the... Yeah, I'm not leaving without finding the scroll of power. No, screw that. You know, I did get a strength up, but I need more than that. It's like, basically, especially when you're doing a challenge run like this, it's nothing. Basically, when you're doing a challenge run like this, you have to go get every single scroll of power possible. Otherwise, you are just dooming yourself, unless you get super lucky and happen to find an upgraded version of your weapon. Then it's actually kind of, come on. Then you can probably skip like a couple skill ups, but this is not really a speed run. I mean, obviously I play this game like a speed run because, hey, that makes for the best videos in my opinion, but it's like I'll go back to try to... Wait a second, yeah, I already got the scroll of power. Was I... whatever, anyway. I like that they changed up the Sepulchre's door to be that kind of nice pink color. If you've ever seen the avatar on the channel, it's like you may understand that, yes, I have a fondness for that color. And power, yes, that's exactly what you want. Like, I would forego health, I would forego anything for just extra power, because I'm, in all likelihood, going to be using a level 1 bad weapon when it comes to the Watcher fight. And honestly, this isn't terrible for killing the Watcher. I would call this kind of like a boss killer weapon, but like, yeah, these trackers, no, that's not happening. I mean, the trackers will hit me like 5 different times before I'm able to even like get my start up for this weapon done. It's not gonna happen. That ice bow would be super nice for CC, but not happening. Oh yeah, and not even gonna try to bother killing kamikaze bats with this, because it's like they will explode in my face right. That startup time for this is just too much. It reminds me a lot of like how Frost Blast was back in the day. Oh, back in the day, I guess that was what, like 2 months ago. And basically when it first started, before they buffed that, and now Frost Blast is basically one of the best items you can get, I would say. It's just amazing. Amazing crowd control you get out of it. It's like you can run past anything. You can freeze bosses too. I do know that bosses have like an invisible, what do you call it? Like where they... It's a lot like an MMO character, where it's like, after stunning them for, I want to to take that cursed chest so much, but it's just not worth it with this weapon. That extra stat up would be amazing. Any other weapon, I would take that cursed chest, but it's just not worth it with this one. Just too bad because I really use that stat up. But yeah, bosses work a lot like MMO characters, where after you stun them such amount of time, specifically World of Warcraft, I'm thinking of. After you stun them enough times, they just gain like immunity to being stunned, or it's significantly less effective, whatever. Yeah, here try to fight a couple of these trackers, and it's like, no. If this was like a ×2 damage weapon, if I had like 10 strength, it might be worth fighting these guys. But honestly, play this one like that no weaponry run I did, where it's like just run past everything. Oh, I hate those things so much. I mean, I get what they're supposed to be there for. They're supposed to prevent you from just, you know, camping out or just like trying to dodge everything. It's like force you to confront some sort of enemy, but I have definitely been killed more by those bats than any other enemy in the entire game. Although I think, honestly, in the stat screen, trackers do have the most kills on me so far, just because those guys will combo you to death. Won't even hesitate. Nope. And here's the thing, even if you have a fast weapon like a balance blade or something like that, they will still just combo you like crazy if enough of them get into a corner. And just barely kill 2 of them. This is a boss killer item, or an elite killer. And honestly, not even elites, because elites get the ads there, the little miniature running zombie type things. Oh yeah, there's a good example of the super fast motion, which is probably the only time I'm going to be getting in this run. And I'll say this about the fast motion. I would like it more if, like, maybe it required more enemies you had to kill, but lasted a bit longer. Because I always feel like... Another thing that would be really nice is if they just added like an actual timer in here to be able to, you know, see how long it's going to be lasting, because I don't know, I always kind of approach it like it's going to be dropping off of me any second. Good stuff. Just stop here. Give the shopkeeper a show. At least with this amount of strength, it's not doing too bad a damage against the trackers here. Not enough that I think I would stop to fight them, but a decent amount. Yeah, as far as challenge runs go, I think that this would probably be one of the more challenging runs. Most challenging would probably be Spike Boots, I'd say. Then again, yeah, Spike Boots. Spike Boots are pretty terrible weapons. Like, this is also not a great weapon, but at least in a pinch, it does do some real damage. Also, yeah, against teleporting enemies, especially like elites, just use a teleporter to get away from it. Beat them at their own game. Yes, enemies do say YOLO if they're not like pushed off of an edge, but they just kind of like fall off automatically. Whatever. France. Obviously, I had to get this. Like I said, you have to get all of the stats that you can muster, because it's really looking unlikely that I'm going to be getting it. I was like getting 2 in a row there. Pretty lucky. I think there's at least 3 scrolls of power plus. Yeah, do that for the light. I am not fighting that tracker. I already have to fight 2 of those guys. I'm not wasting time with another one. These guys are so fast. Spinners. Since they took away the ability for spinners to change their direction in their startup thing, I feel like they're not particularly effective enemies. And here's the end here. Unlike the usual ammo that I do for this battle, I actually stood back and then got as much time as possible. Because these guys are fast and they hit hard. Oh, I did get super speed here one more time. Not that it really matters, but... Hey. Yeah, one of the nice things about the super speed thing is that any place that's like super highly densely packed with enemies, the Sepulchre, the Fog Fjord especially, and then anything that like spawns enemies. Graveyard here, those host zombies are essentially just walking speed refreshers. It's great. I mean, you can just like blow them up and then use all the biters that fly out of them to just refresh your speed every once in a while. Or the what are they called? Oh yeah, there's also these new doors around here. Don't know what they do. They just appear in random biomes, any biome, and you knock on them and that's it. So, sometimes they have multiple ones appear. What do they do? I don't know. Also, weird glitch there where I didn't get the animation for using the lightning, but I still had lightning just kind of, I don't know, come out of my stomach. Yeah, those, I don't know. I mean, I've seen people guess that, like, on the Steam forum things or whatever it is, that it will be used for, like a shopkeep or something like that, because multiple ones appear and it appears in multiple biomes, and you don't seem to be like trying to break your way in there, you're just knocking on the door. So like maybe it'll be similar to the, you know, quest that you have for getting the teleport, where you talk to a guy behind a door and do something. Or it could just be something totally different. I don't know. It's all just wild speculation. I mean, one of the things that they definitely needed in this game was more doors. Oh, which, by the way, I did go through everything. Oh, yeah, there's the second door right here. Pretty much, I did go through every single, like, mystery door around here. The clock tower is still forbidden. The repository of the architects is still unable to be gotten into. The big door at the start still does nothing. And obviously, I still have 100%. I guess I technically could have made a video for like, oh hey, look, I got the selling ability. And come on, I didn't even need to collect that. Still hoping they change up the blueprints in a future update here, but in all likelihood, we are going to be getting some new weapons in the next big update they got coming out here. Because they're going to be, I mean, they've already said it's like the next update, which, considering what they've said previously, is going to be at the end of the month. It's going to have new biomes. Oh, come on. Oh, I want to so much, but it's not worth it. I can check to see... Oh, hey, there's another door. I can check to see if there's enough enemies around here. There's not enough enemies to make this worth it. And especially with this trap makeup, it's not super easy to get through there. Yeah, still does nothing. Knock on it as much as you want. Yeah, 3 in this single biome, so I don't know. Kind of reminds me of Dungeon Crawl, Stone Soup, where you go into doors to buy stuff because, you know, they didn't want to do the old net hack style, like picking stuff up from the floor and being able to kill a shopkeeper and everything. As much as I like Dungeon Crawl, I like the net hack style a lot more. Yeah, there's where the repository is. Whatever. I'm interested in seeing what that's going to be. If I was going to guess, I would say the repository is going to be like another loop. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, what was I saying here? Oh yeah, end of the month, going to be getting a new biome. We're probably going to be getting new weapons, or at the very least new active items, whatever. I hope they change up the blueprint system. I mean, I keep saying that I want to just like... I made an entire video about that. I keep wanting to like write up something related to that, but I feel like people on the Steam forums have already said pretty much everything I want to say. The only thing I would do is just probably rephrase it in a different way. I don't think it's a big deal, really. This... crap. is the most stressful part of the run. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's something you always got to remember in this game. In seconds, things can go bad. Like, it takes absolutely no time at all, and there's nothing even down there. There's nothing even anything worth down there. I suppose I did have the extra life, and that's why you do have that, but... Oh, man. Yeah, and also, bats. Worst enemy in the game. And more runs than any other enemy in the game. And they just spam them in these later levels. That was not worth doing, but I made it out okay. Oh yeah, they got a new little NPC here. He's a guy. I mean, I like that. I think that the little 2 item shops were missing a dude to just kind of show that it's a shop rather than being some sort of like honor system. Oh, yeah, there was a health up here. Didn't even see that until I was walking around. Health is useful, but I feel like this weapon has enough range, and I know the Watcher fight enough that it's like... I could probably do it with fairly low health. I don't need too much. But I'm not going to say no, though. I mean, hey, if they're offering it, with the change to the amount of money that you get, that you retain, I guess, limited now capped at 15,000, it's like you might as well just buy everything you want. I mean, I'll say this: if they were just trying to make it so that you didn't stock up infinite money, but we're still afraid of spending it because things are so expensive, this is a pretty decent fix. But yeah, just grab that right from that guy's belly. But yeah, I know that was something that they were talking about for a while, trying to make it so that the economy in the game is worthwhile and doesn't feel like you're getting too much money or that you're getting too little money for what you gotta spend on everything. I think this is a decent change. I mean, frankly, it's kind of weird that it's like you feel like you need to seed future runs. Yeah, it was kind of weird where you need to feel like you need to seed future runs by grabbing as much money as possible, like in these last couple sections. So, just being like, you know what, you only get so much money, fine. And then it's like I don't feel like I can't buy scrolls or whatever in this final level because, you know, I won't have this money after I beat the Watcher or die, so whatever. Now the final boss. It's like, even with this, which is a weapon that homes in on enemies, that's pretty decent damage, but not, like, great. I mean, get like 10,000 damage if I had, like, a, level 7 lightning bolt. But yeah, it's like, even with, like, the ability to home here, even with the extra damage you get from the critical strikes, it's like, the Watcher's big thing is that he's incredibly elusive. Very difficult to hit. And that's one of the reasons why I called that one challenge run that I did with no weapons, with no active items at the Watcher here. Because it's like, although I was okay with doing the incomplete one, which was a horrible, incredibly long slog, it's like the Watcher would be even more of a slog, and I couldn't even hit him half the time. Actually, half was pretty generous. I couldn't even hit him like a tenth of the time. It's weird that a character so huge is so very difficult to hit. But aside from this standard Watcher fight, it's just the only thing is a little bit more of a... Yeah, you gotta do a little bit more predictive hitting of the tentacles here, where you roll away and then you start shooting. I think that, like, probably if somebody, or if I was gonna do like this run again, which I'm not, ever, not even if like a new update comes out and it's like, whoa, lightning bolt's a totally different... No. This was very hard. It took... I tried this a couple times before. It took me like 2 other attempts to realize just like don't try to fight things with this weapon that's not a boss. It's like, no, I don't really want to... It's... Like I said, it's not that bad of a weapon. You can use it to fight bosses and whatnot. But that's about the only thing you're going to be doing with it. I mean, as you can see, it's like, I'm tearing through the Watcher here. As annoying as it is to try to hit him. Also, hey, wait, was that the first time I took damage this fight? Oh, I could have tried to go for another perfect. That would have been fun. I don't think I have actually done another perfect on this boss since the what do you call it, video that I put up where I got the flawless Watcher kill. Which, by the way, probably the most fun that I had fighting the Watcher. He is a long fight with the multiple phases here. These tentacles are pretty hard to dodge and everything. But if you're trying to focus on doing it perfect, it kind of adds like another layer of difficulty that I like a lot more than just, tank your way through stuff, blah, 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 do some basic dodging. I mean, especially with this weapon, it's like, if I could tank this, I would be doing that. But, if you actually, hit me with that dash attack, that would probably take out most, if not all, of my health. Oh, come on. Last minute bullet hell part. And yeah, you know what? Remember what I was talking about tanking? There it was. Oh, come on. See, again, his main thing is that he's elusive. Very difficult to hit. But hey, and go, level 1 lightning bolt run. And then probably just gonna do a daily where I just pick one of the starting weapons and be like, hey, that's a good one. I mean, something like, I think the shovel will be fun, balance blade. Nope. And here's where it gets stupid. Enjoy!